Change your diet, change your life, change the planet.
Good morning. It's an exciting day today. Number one, because it's not even 10 o'clock yet and I'm already going into town for a run. Yeah! But I can't take full responsibility from that. A friend of mine from Albany, New York is coming over and we're going to run up Mount Anthony together because he saw the Mount Anthony video and he's like, I want to do that. There are pluses and minuses to having people to run with. One of the big pluses is that you have people to get you out the door and hold you accountable and get you out the door at a certain time. Like I wish I had people to run with in the morning so that every morning I'd have a reason to get out the door early and do it. Then I would. But one of the disadvantages of running with someone is I can't listen to audiobooks and I have to talk. I don't have to talk, but I feel awkward if I don't talk. And I'm shy, which many of you don't believe, but it's true. I have what many psychologists would call social anxiety disorder, which means that I feel anxious in social situations. I feel really awkward. I don't know what to say or how to do. I've got lots of things that are fun to talk about, but nobody wants to talk about them. At least they're fun to me. People are just doing the weird ritualistic small talk stuff, and I don't know how to do that. It doesn't make sense to me. So I generally don't do it and feel weird and awkward. So running with people can be great because it gets you out the door and you're around people, but it can also be weird. Especially if you're depressed, because you don't want to put on a face, because it takes a lot of energy to put on a face and pretend like everything's great. Oh, how you doing? Great. Oh, what's going on? Oh, cool stuff. That takes my energy, and I have very little energy to spare. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting today. I like this guy, but still, it's awkward for me. Probably be awkward for him, too. It's a great day. As you can see, I'm in a pretty good mood. Not only am I out and running and enjoying the snow and the beautiful mountain air, but hanging out with Chris and his dog and just having a really good time. So hopefully you get out the door, you put your socks on, you take the first step, get the ball in motion, call somebody up if you can. Get outside and enjoy the day.
Hi, Merry Christmas. It was a beautiful run up Mount Anthony. It was a little bit more challenging than I anticipated. I thought it was a 4-mile up the mountain, but it turned into 6 miles. But it's still gorgeous. Sun is out. It's a little snowy at the top, and it's just great to be out here with Tim. And we're enjoying ourselves, and great to run with my dog Summit. Say hello, Summit.
Chris, you got a personal training background.
I do.
Now, to someone who is starting out with a program and getting a personal trainer in the new year, do you recommend that they go hard, or do you recommend that they gradually ease into it?
Definitely ease into it. Take it nice and easy, one day at a time. You're not going to win the marathon, on your first day of training. So, if you do start with a personal trainer, and if that personal trainer makes you work too hard on your first day without assessing where your weaknesses are, where your diet is, then you probably have hired the wrong personal trainer. It starts very slowly. That trainer's got to learn about your weaknesses, learn about your movement deficiencies, and correct those first before you can start on any type of moderate exercise plan. So you really start light to moderate. The reason I got into personal training, I was diagnosed with leukemia back in 2004, and I was in law school at the time, and I came off of a lifetime of the most unhealthy eating that a person could possibly go through. My lunches throughout grade school into high school, where my parents gave me lunch money, it was Doritos and ice cream. In college, it was just, cheeseburgers and grilled cheese sandwiches and beer, a lot of beer. After college, I became a auditor and I traveled the country, so I ate out Wendy's and Italian joints, and so for 5 years, I never was home. I was traveling 100% of the time. I ate at restaurants 3 times a day. It was the worst. And then I didn't take any time off. I transitioned right into law school, So from a high-stress job into a high-stress competitive law environment, I got leukemia 2.5 months into law school, and I just knew that my life just spiraled out of control. I was the heaviest I've been. My diet was awful. I wasn't sleeping in law school. Just every one of those pillars was broken. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't eating well. I wasn't exercising. And my stress was astronomically higher than it's ever been in my life. And when you have that, your body kind of shuts down, and my body was ready to either give me a signal that I needed to get myself out of the environment and change my life, or I was preparing for death. So after that, I decided not to go to law school. I became a personal trainer, started learning just how to correct my imbalances, and I'm trying to think here, 6 to 7 years after. I haven't, I would say fully learned, but I'd like to think I'm making slow and steady progress. I didn't expect to recover in 1 day or 1 year. Perhaps I didn't expect that it would take me this long, because I still am up and down, but I guess 1 day at a time. Be grateful that I'm still here. Be grateful that Tim and I got to enjoy this awesome run with my dog Summit, and be grateful for the family that I celebrated the holidays with, and not put so much stress on myself. And each day just wake up and say thank you to the world, thank you to the universe that I'm still here, because I wasn't given much of a chance to be here.
And yes, really steep and icy through here. We're saying that both of us, depression is really, it's procrastination that causes depression. Lack of human interaction, positive human interaction, and procrastination. And
not realizing your potential when you procrastinate. We have so much potential. Obviously, you guys all follow Tim like I follow Tim, and know that he's a pretty intelligent, brilliant person. And when a person procrastinates, you know that you're not realizing your potential.
Yeah.
A person that lived 2,000 years ago didn't have a choice to procrastinate. That person procrastinated, that person starved. We have that choice.
And so these videos for me are showing how I deal with procrastination, how I deal with stopping blocks and obstacles, because those stumbling blocks and obstacles are going to cause me to become depressed. The more I procrastinate, the less of my potential that I realize, the more depressed I become. And it seems like a pretty common experience that people aren't, you're all trying to tell me I have some kind of deficiency, but it's my fears and insecurities that cause me to procrastinate, that take me out of action and put me into my head. That's what leads to my depression. And I think for many people that's what it is. And dealing with insecurities and fears, that's not easy. A pill doesn't make that go away.
I do agree with him. It's not his diet or lack of D3 that is making him depressed. I feel like he's in the same boat that I am. We're both very intelligent people, and we have a big purpose in life, and it's hard to accept that you got to live up to that purpose each and every single day.
An object in motion tends to stay in motion, and an object at rest tends to stay at rest. And I'm like a shark, and I think Chris is kind of shark-like as well. When we stop moving, we drown. And that's who I am. Not everybody's like that. Some people can be at rest and be totally content and totally happy. I'm one of those people that can't. I got a big brain, and I'm really sensitive, and there's so much I want to do, and so much I want to experience, and so much I want to accomplish, and it's just who I am. I'm driven. And if I rest, if I slow down, if I don't have a rudder steering me, I go into a depression.
Ta-da!
So that's the town of Bennington down there in the valley of Vermont, and we're here at this little bench that one of the local businessmen in town put in. It's a secret little bench. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but it's the best view of Bennington. And it's one of my favorite spots to come and sit and just look around, look at town, contemplate.